This video is brought to you by Sun King Discs. Go to sunkingdiscs.com for a full selection of disc golf merchandise from all the major brands. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my review of the Chainsaw by Black Zombie. It's a brand new putter from a brand new company, one that I have not tested before here on the channel, so I'm always happy to add a new company to the playlist and help spread the word about some of these little bit smaller companies or newer companies coming into the game that you might not be super familiar with. Big thank you to Sun King Discs for sponsoring this video. Go to sunkingdiscs.com to check out the enormous selection of awesome plastic that they have available on the website, or just go straight into the description and you can click a link that'll take you right there to check it out for yourselves. I appreciate Sun King. I appreciate all you guys for watching. If you like what I do, please consider subscribing to the channel so you can stay tuned for future reviews, tip videos, dye videos, all the other things that I'm going to be doing over the next few years. So I appreciate the support. Let's get into the review of the Chainsaw. So we have two different ones. This one is in the hemp plastic. This one is in a softer, more rubbery plastic. I probably like this one slightly better. It's got like kind of like a tire rubber kind of look and vibe to it. It feels nice, really grippy. It's got a little more softness to it, a little more give under the thumb, a little bit more flexibility, more of that rubbery feel to it for sure. Here's a look at the stamp as well. You got the kind of Ash Evil Dead vibe going on, which is pretty rad, and then the Black Zombie logos in the center there. Hopefully you're getting that. Different camera setup today, so hopefully it's working out well. We'll see. First time rocking it. Chainsaw, Black Zombie Disc Golf. So this one is in the hemp plastic, and you're looking at it from this angle, you can see it's pretty flat across the top. Not much dome to it. The shoulder is pretty rounded, and it does round over, but it's definitely more of a flat top disc. There's no dome to it, and it's not puddle top either. Same for this one over here. Let's take a look at the bottom and some of the information that's on here. So you have the Black Zombie logo, you have blackzombie.com, and these are marked both 174. This one's marked in the middle. Silver Sharpie. There's a tip for you guys. If you have black discs in your bag, Silver Sharpie is the way to go. Also, side note, Silver Sharpie, if you put it on nice premium plastic, a little acetone will wipe it completely off of the disc. It won't sink in. So if you want to ink a disc before you're sure you want to keep it, good way to preserve some of the resale value without having any ink on it after you're done testing it. A little pro tip. Let's take a look at the profile here. And this disc is one of those discs that I would consider to be a putter that has an implied bead. Maybe maybe I coined that term, I'm not sure. Let's take a closer look at this one. It like kind of evokes a bead, but it doesn't necessarily have a super defined bead to it. I don't know, it's a tough call. If somebody were to say, is that a beaded putter? I mean, kind of. It kind of is, it kind of isn't. You'll also probably notice from this angle that this hemp one took a reasonable amount of damage in the one good testing session that we did, putting, throwing on the course, and in the field. It definitely took some wear to it. I'm not gonna lie, probably more than I was expecting. This one has a little bit less flexibility to it, more of a chalky feel to it for sure. It's gonna break in quickly based on my experience with this thing. Like I said, definitely took some damage. So if you want a putter that's going to break in and have that nice broken in, soft in the hand kind of vibe to it, that one will get there faster. This one seemed to hold up considerably better, and we threw them both pretty equally, so this one definitely held up a little bit better than the hemp. I like the feel of both. This one, again, just a little bit less flexibility, more of a chalky, firmer feel in the hand, but really nice for putting anyway. So taking another look at the profile here, there again is that kind of implied bead, but it's comfortable. So if you're kind of in between wanting a really defined bead like a link or something like that, and something that's super smooth, no bead, like a Roach or a Luna, this is somewhere in between. Let's put it up next to a couple other options. First of all, a disc that is undoubtedly a beaded putter, which is the Steady. This is a Pro Series Steady, and there you can see the Steady has that bigger, much more defined bead to it on the bottom as compared to the Chainsaw. And then we also have a disc that is very similar in flight numbers that I actually happen to have laying around, which is a Prime Marshall. 3401 are the flight numbers on that. The flight numbers on the Chainsaw are 3501. I think having a 5 for glide is somewhat generous for really any putter, but that's just kind of my opinion based on testing. I think a 3 or a 4 would be just fine to represent this disc, but it did have a nice float to it. We'll get to that in a little while. There it is next to the Marshall. another kind of similar disc. The Marshall kind of has like a micro bead, I would say. A little bit hard to get on camera because it's that nice bright white prime plastic. But anyway, it's been a while since I've filmed that Marshall. Let's take one more look at these. Again, pretty flat across the top. And here it is next to one another. So all in all, they feel good in the hand. I probably like the feel of this one better. I like the little bit extra flexibility, the extra grip. Seems to be a little bit more durable, so I like this softer blend better. I will try my best to link to both of these directly in the description so you can get an idea of what they are, and you can order them for yourselves if you're interested. So let's talk about the flight of this thing. Pretty point and shoot overall as a thrower. I think I would like it more for approaches and for putting than for tee shots per se, but it's definitely something you could use for all three, no doubt about it. It's a relatively straight disc. It does have some good glide and float to it where it'll hold pretty straight on a flat release. On soft hyzer, it'll hold that and kind of swing in on that angle quite nicely if you don't overpower it. If you power up on it, you'll start to see it ride to the right a little bit, or for me, like I'll throw it a little bit off axis maybe, and you'll see it kind of smooth to the right just a hair, but it's not like flippy by any means. I would say the flight numbers are pretty spot on, other than the kind of subjective glide number there. Other than that, I think they're pretty dead on. It doesn't have much fade, and it doesn't have a lot of natural turn. It's not something that you start on hyzer and really watch it flip up to flat per se. It held that hyzer pretty nicely, especially when thrown with touch and not overpowered like a throwing putter likes to be thrown. But I think I like this thing best for putting. Inside the circle, it's point and shoot, and I felt pretty comfortable with it right away. The putting you're going to see in this video are some of the first putts that I threw with the disc, and I really didn't have a lot of trouble dialing it in. Aside from the fact that I suck at putting right now, my putting is really wacky. I was able to connect with it inside the circle without much trouble. It's a disc I could probably go play around with right now and throw it in my putter pocket, putt the whole round with it, and feel pretty comfortable. It's pretty point and shoot and straight as a putter. It really doesn't do much other than what you ask it to do. You know, it holds that angle and it flies into the basket. It doesn't have a lot of inherent fade or turn or anything like that you need to worry about. It'll float dead straight into the basket on the angle you put it on, and pretty easy to connect with around the basket, which I liked quite a bit. So I'll probably use this more as a putter approach disc. You definitely drive with it as well. All in all, a very neutral kind of point and shoot, all-arounder, straight flying putter, a great disc to kind of kick off a new lineup for a new company, which I believe this is the first disc from Black Zombie. I also have the shotgun in stock that I'll be reviewing soon, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. That is my review on the Chainsaw by Black Zombie. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to all of my viewers out there. I appreciate all of you guys, and also a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters as well. Thank you once again to Sun King Discs for sponsoring the video. Check them out in the description, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching, and big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. If you would like to see your name listed in the credits of all of my videos, go to patreon.com/discgolfnerd.